host nation, a continent spanning all the sea across the land, where football is no longer just a game, it's a movement. This is the final chapter. You welcome to the Club World Cup final from the sun-soaked streets of Miami to the roaring stadiums of Los Angeles, from Chicago to Atlanta, Seattle to Austin. The United States of America has been the beating heart of world football this past few weeks. A nation known for spectacle has delivered just that, with full stadium, passionate crowd, and footballing dramas that echoed across and around the globe. And now, yet beneath the blinding lights of the MetLife Stadium, only two is remaining. On one side, we have Paris Saint-Germain, led by Luis Enrique, ferocious, relentless champions of Europe for the first time in their history after a merciless 5-0 thrashing of Inter Milan. Now with a destiny in their sight, they chase down the crown of the world. On the other side, we have a Chelsea Football Club, guided by Enzo Maresca, calm, calculated. The Blues of London, now masters of European football full collections. They dismantled Real Betis 4-1 to complete the continental puzzle. Tonight, they aim to finish that masterpiece. But Maresca is no ordinary manager. To him, football is a game of chess, not chaos. Maresca Chelsea doesn't play unlike the game. They like the team 3 moves ahead, control, patience, and positioning. So tonight, this isn't just a final. It's a battle of ideology, structure versus speed, precision versus chaos, composure versus fire. Two different parts, one world champion. This is more than a match. It's the end of the journey that began with Inter Miami and Al Ali. It's the reward of surviving the madness, the pressure, the expectations. This is where legends are being born. Tonight, under the lights of New Jersey, Chelsea, PSG, Europe's finest, the world stage, and let the final begin. And if you're loving the journey so far, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel Premier Sports Fan Center. We've got deep dives, instant analysis, and all across coverage from the biggest games around the world. This is Modern Football. This is Premier Sports Fan Center. And tonight, we'll all be looking into the glory. So let's go into the game. Chelsea against the PSG is the 3rd minute already in that encounter. And both sides are trying to seize this early opportunity in this one and see who is going to get the first goal in this encounter. Like we know, PSG in this competition, they've actually set it a house on fire, defeating almost all the teams against them, except for one, a Brazilian club who got 1-0 victory over them, and that is Botafogo. But tonight is Chelsea, who will be playing against the European champions. Chelsea on the outside, they are the Europa Conference League winner, while PSG are the Champions League winner. So it's left to see how Enzo Maresca comes out against PSG in this account. 4th minute into that game is still 0-0. And yeah, it's going to be a free kick out to PSG, and the captain who is standing on that, Marquinhos, but drops it for his teammate there, and they'll be looking to set the pace of this encounter in the early stages. It's a full field capacity stadium right there at the MetLife Stadium in the United States of America, in what has been magnificent of 61 games we've seen already. And yeah, it's the 62nd game in this competition. PSG in possession of the ball. Nuno Menez takes it back and finds Berardo. Berardo drops it to his centre back Pierre Marquinhos. Marquinhos with the ball there, sends a long one, tries to play in his teammate there. Chelsea under pressure in the almost early stages of this encounter, and that is what they will see constantly for 90 minutes of this game. And talking about that young man, Hakimi, the Morocco international, who is the front runner for the African Footballer of the Year for the year 2025, is left to see if the PSG right back will be getting that accolades and taking it off the Nigerian who is the current holder of that award. And yes, Chelsea attacking against PSG. They find themselves in the box. They might just break chance for the first goal, but still Chelsea, you ask yourself the question: how did that not just find its way into the box there? But Chelsea showing promises early stages into this one. 5 minutes gone, it's still the Blues in possession. Takes it back into the middle of the park, and Chelsea still attacking. A chance for a cross into the box there, but Pedro Neto was easily cut out there by Marquinhos. The experienced Brazil international. Confusion in the defense of PSG, and his advantage Chelsea will be taking a throw in, and you can see the PSG players still early stages, and they're still trying to get their feet in this encounter. 5th minute gone, the throw into Chelsea, quickly taking a return back into the part of his teammate. Chelsea coming forward to attack, but Chelsea go back into the middle of the park, and here's that young man in the middle of the park talking about here's the captain, Reece James for Chelsea. Chelsea coming forward, attacking here. Yeah, might just be a chance for a first shot in this game. but chose to go out wide there. Cole Palmer with the ball there, caught inward, but lost possession to PSG. Regains possession back. Referee allows players to continue. Malo Gusto with the cross into the box there, rightly and easily dispossessed of it there by the PSG defender. Chelsea back in possession. On early stages there, they're not showing fight in this one as they look to attack against this PSG side. And finally, it's going to be a goal kick to PSG. Moises Caicedo there with a wayward pass, trying to play in Malo Gusto, but the French international couldn't get onto that. And we've seen just 6 minutes into this game, and gradually Chelsea are trying to come forward against PSG to get a first goal in this one. It's a goal kick to PSG, and it's the goalkeeper there, Donnarumma, talking about the Italian international who will be standing on goal kick duties for PSG. And you can see Chelsea also trying to match on the press for press. But let's see how much they can come out to attack against this PSG side in this one. It's going to be a throw-in. The referee is going to give a free kick or a throw-in there. Kvaratskhelia going into that tackle. It's really going to be a funny night between Malo Gusto and Kvaratskhelia. But you test yourself against the best in the game. So that is what we will be getting in that battle between these two young men, Kvaratskhelia, the Georgia international, and also Malo Gusto, the France international. Chelsea coming out from the back to play against this PSG side. They'll be looking to attack right now, straight onto the wing there, tries to play in his teammate. Kopama gets onto that. He approaches the box of PSG, and still Chelsea in possession of the ball. What do they make out of that? Malo Gusto on the ball for the Blues there against PSG. The former Olympique Lyon right back will hold on to the ball for the Blues and chose to go back inward there. Finds the captain, Rhys James, on the ball there. Rhys James finds Moises Caicedo, back to Rhys James, and Rhys James returning back into the heart of the defense where he finds Trevor Chalobah, and who finds Levi Kowi, who is starting for Chelsea. Caicedo, Chelsea coming forward. Rhys James with the ball there, and he has about 3 PSG players to beat, but Chelsea takes it forward there again. And here is the Chelsea player, Pedro Neto, the Portuguese international, coming forward with the ball. Chelsea approaches straight into the box with that great chance for the first goal. And what a chance for Chelsea there. Cole Palmer will be asking himself, how did that not go into the back of the net? These are the chances they should be taking early stages of this encounter. They need to be scoring these chances, not wasting this kind of opportunity. Great 1-2 there played by Chelsea, but Cole Palmer still not having his boots there. That was a close one for Chelsea. But coming close doesn't do it. You have to put it into the back of the net. That is what really matters. Donnarumma was actually rooted to the ground there. Couldn't get anything. Couldn't move there. And he'll be thanking the stars that didn't go into the back of the net. It's going to be a goal kick to PSG right there in the 9th minute of this encounter. Just with the first shot off target in this encounter. And let's see for how long they can take that pressure to PSG in this one. Malo Gusto on the ball there. And holds on to it and returns it back to the goalkeeper. And Sanchez with a long one tries to play in his teammate. He's been caught there by Nuno Mendes, and still Chelsea in possession. Returns it back and finds Trevor Chalobah. Chalobah looks inward, finds Rhys James. Rhys James with the ball there, comes forward and finds Malo Gusto. Malo Gusto will hold on to the ball for Chelsea, finds Moises Caicedo. Caicedo with a long one tries to play in his teammate there. Yes, Chelsea looking to attack against PSG. Looks to come inward with the ball there, tries to play in Cole Palmer, but PSG will gain the possession. Berardo on the ball there for PSG. Look to calm the pressure right now, and holding it in the middle. That is that danger man there, talking about Vitinha, the man who controls the tempo of the game for PSG. Finds Marquinhos there. Marquinhos comes forward with the ball there in the 10th minute of this encounter. I'm seeing the opening 10 minutes of this game. It looks like, yes, both sides are ready to play against each other. It promises to be 90 minutes of interesting football from these two sides. The pressure is really there, but they're not showing it on the face. It's not really showing on the face of the players as they're taking it easy at each other in this encounter. PSG coming forward there. Hakimi, we approach on the Chelsea defense there, gets onto the ball, and he has on Pedro Neto to beat there, and turns around Pedro Neto, returns it back into the middle of the park and finds his teammates. It's PSG chance to time to attack against Chelsea. And here in the 10th minute, here might just be a chance for PSG. Moises Caicedo holding off on that attack there, and still PSG approaching the Chelsea box and returns back into the middle of the park and finds his teammate there. What would they make out of that? Switches finds Nuno Mendes, and Mendes finds his teammate Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia tries to dance around the Chelsea defender there and chose to go back into the path of Fabian Ruiz. Ruiz looks inward and finds Nuno Mendes, and Mendes returns it back into the path of Vitinha. Vitinha goes across the field where he finds Marquinhos. Marquinhos onto the wing there finds Hakimi. Hakimi will come forward against Chelsea, but just to go back to Marquinhos as PSG are trying to try to drag out the Chelsea players. into coming in out of their shells. On PSG joining the better share of possession right now. Benado on the ball there. Berardo, rather. When he tosses it back and finds Marquinhos. Marquinhos on the ball for PSG. And the Chelsea players needs to be very much careful going into the tackles in the early stages of this game. Berardo coming forward there. And while PSG make out of that, returns still on the dice. Vitinhas rather. Vitinha on the ball there for PSG and finds Marquinhos. Marquinhos, the Brazilian, holds onto the ball, finds Berardo. Berardo look inward there. Beautiful pass there from Berardo to play in on Fabian Rios. But Chelsea regains possession. And it's really going to be a lot of tackles in the middle. The referee says that was a fair challenge and allows on players to continue there. But there's a PSG player currently down there. And it looks like, yes, that is Nuno Mendes. He should be able to continue this encounter. The Chelsea players are not giving it any chance at all. Going into those tackles, 50-50 tackles and getting the ball. That is how you play against PSG. Okay, and also joining me in the studio to analyze the all of those 90-minute affair of those games is the Doc. The Doc, good evening.
Good evening, Shagun. Thanks for having me, and good evening, fans all over the world. This is a very important match, and this is really a dynamic one. We have a side that has been high scoring versus Chelsea that is up and coming and so fast at that. And tonight we have to look at deciding whether Dembele will get the Ballon d'Or from here, or whether Hakimi will get the African Player of the Year from here, or whether Donnarumma will be the Goalkeeper of the Year, and so many more accolades and individual awards. And this is going to actually show how strong Enrique is and the best coach in the world right now. Of course, it's still dangling towards him, but it's going to be cemented here if he gets the trophy tonight. And Chelsea, should they get an upset here, Maresca is going to be elevated up to like 200 basis points if you want to use a stock market rating for him. So this is going to be a very interesting and a very promising match, and I'm so glad to be in the studio tonight.
Okay, that was a pleasure having you in the studio. Losing this game for Chelsea, will it have any effect on Enzo Maresca as the manager of Chelsea?
I don't get that. Come again.
Losing this game, should Chelsea lose this game, will it have any effect?
Oh no, Enzo Maresca has already proven that is ascending into top coach level, getting into this position. You know how many other teams have dropped off along the way. Real Madrid, the likes of Inter Milan, so many of them have dropped off along the way. Dortmund off, and now Chelsea is here. But who will give Chelsea a chance like this at the beginning of the tournament, that Chelsea will be playing final with PSG? It wouldn't have been. Although Chelsea was kind of favored with the line they passed through. They actually played, they didn't play European counterparts like that. They didn't have that heavy European opponents, mostly playing Palmeiras, playing Fluminense, and the rest of them from South America, and then Mexico as well. I think they played
I think they played what's it called, an African opponent, Esperance, in the group stage, and moved on faced off against Benfica in the round of 16 before playing a couple of Brazilian opponents.
Yeah, they played Palmeiras and Fluminense from Brazil.
Yes, Hakimi with the ball there, switches and sends across into the balls there, but there was no PSG player to get onto that. 40 minutes gone in this early stages of this game. The best chance we've seen in this encounter actually fell into the path of Cole Palmer for Chelsea. But he couldn't get his shot right there. It's just inches of the goal of PSG. But that's when it counts as a goal. And you can see here the hit from the English club fans there. We were really disappointed that didn't go into the back of the net. Okay, away from the Club World Cup, we also have in the UEFA Europe competition. The female competition, yes, so we have England playing against Wales. That game is already in 23rd minute, and it's the Lioness of England who are leading against Wales 2-0 in that one. Netherlands against France is still 0-0 in the 22nd minute. And we also have the Super Falcons of Nigeria playing against Algeria, the third game right there at the African Women's Cup of Nations. It's 0-0 right there in that encounter at the 23rd minute of that game. Back to our focus match, which is the Chelsea against the PSG. 15 minutes gone in that encounter. It's still 0-0 between Chelsea and the PSG. The Doc, we've seen 15 minutes of action in this sector, and we've been in the studio for the past 15 minutes. I'm looking at Chelsea performance, I'm looking at both sides' performance. Do you think they've come into this game with the right attitude and atmosphere?
Absolutely. I think Chelsea hit the ground running on starting this match. Initial pressure was from Chelsea. The first 10 minutes came from Chelsea, unfortunately.
Oh, beautifully blocked by Marco Correa. And that's the first big threat there from PSG.
That was so close.
That's what it brings into this game. Were a chance for
How-
PSG. That
how-
would have been a goal for PSG.
That should have been a goal. I wonder why he was passing. He had the chance at the
That was
goalkeeper.
they said the way, and yes, would have really expected that the way.
The way should just take a shot. Why pass that ball? And he just lost a golden
That
chance.
is how dangerous they can be. You know, when
Look
you
at
give
it.
them-
He
when you
had
give
a
them the
full chance to take a shot at the keeper.
When you give them the space to play around your box, yes, they'll look very, so dangerous. I saw the goal they scored against Inter Miami, and not just
Inter
Inter
Miami,
Miami alone. Even the goal they scored, like a couple of
Against
goals they scored
Madrid.
against Real Madrid. The
Yeah.
confidence in the box there, it's always there for what's it called for this side there. Chelsea coming forward there. Another wasted effort from the Blues there, straight into the hands of the goalkeeper Donnarumma and Enzo Fernandez. Yes, he knows that. You can see it from the reaction. He knew he should have done better with that pass right there. Okay, looking at the starting 11 in this encounter, the Chelsea manager went for 4-3-3 formation. Talking about Enzo Maresca in goal, we have from Robert Sanchez. At back four, we have Malo Gusto, Trevor Chalobah, Levi Colwill, and Marco Correa. A midfield three of Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo, and Bruce James, the captain. And up front, we have Pedro Neto, João Pedro, and Cole Palmer. For PSG, they started also with a 4-3-3 formation. Donnarumma is the goalkeeper. Hakimi starting as a right back, and Nuno Mendes on big flank or playing as a left back. A centre back pair of Marquinhos and Berardo starts in the defense for PSG. In the midfield trio, we have João Neves, Vitinha, and Fabian Ruiz, the Spaniard. And up front is Kvaratskhelia, Dembele, and Desiree Doué. PSG attack has been, the most potent in Europe, and one of these the most fearful attack we've seen in European football.
Well, it wasn't until the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League, anyway. But yes, after Lamine Yamal, Lewandowski, and Rafinha dropped out, then they became the most potent. But until then, I think it was they were on shoulder to shoulder at that position. However, they have proven they are better, because they went on to win the tournament, and they are here at the World Cup as well. And they have shown their class that it wasn't just a fluke. Them winning UEFA Champions League and winning it by miles away from Inter Milan, who sent the Catalonians packing. So PSG's, their attack line, wonderful, powerful, and you can see that.
Great chance, very first goal. Beautiful save there from the Chelsea goalkeeper, Robert Sanchez. Onto the night PSG go.
And you can see the zero though.
That is the zero way there again.
Growing in confidence,
growing confidence.
After each and every match, he keeps improving in confidence. I particularly appreciate his confidence during the last.
That was a great save from the Chelsea goalkeeper. And gradually PSG are knocking on the doors of Chelsea, looking for their first goal.
I think Chelsea hit the ground running. They wanted to attack, whatever you do. Cole Palmer, give the ball to Cole Palmer, let him run on the right flank. And he was doing that job well, but somehow I think PSG has woken up to it. They are blocking the passes from getting to Cole Palmer, and Palmer is not having a free day. He's actually trying to get the ball from Malo Gusto, who is not even getting the ball any longer. So the ball is resting in the defense and midline or midfield of Chelsea, where Vitinha and the likes of Ruiz, Fabian Ruiz and Neves are picking the ball up and sending it up to Desiree Doué. Doué has had about 2 good chances there. He actually bundled one. He should have taken a shot at goal and score. The second one was a poor shot from him. It was a weak shot, actually. It went too close to the keeper and it was too weak. And we couldn't get the kind of a result we expected there. But here they go again, PSG on the attack.
Yes, that's PSG on the attack there. Hakimi on the ball there. Chooses to return back into the middle of the pass where he finds that young man who is always a danger to see. Talking about João Neves, the Portuguese there. PSG coming forward against Chelsea. And seems out they find the rhythm in this encounter already as they are initiating beautiful attack against the Blues in this encounter. He returns it to finds Nuno Mendes. And Mendes, who is always another, still at the back for this PSG side. Talking about the former Sporting Lisbon defender. He's currently one of the finest left back in the world of football. It's going to be a throw in there to the Blues, and we've seen 20 minutes of intruding, attacking football in this competition, or in the final of this competition. Still no goal to report, but yes, we've seen beautiful football being played by these two sides, who are showing no signs of fluttering against each other in this one. When it comes to attack against attack, yes, we're seeing fluidity football from them. The Chelsea goalkeeper will slice this long one, plays in Malo Gusto. Malo Gusto was able to hold that, but the linesman says that's control was outside of the touchline there. So it's going to be a throw into PSG, quickly taking and into the middle of the park here. PSG will look to attack. Vitinha on the ball there for PSG. What will he make out of that? Finds Berardo. And Berardo finds Marquinhos. Marquinhos holds onto the ball. And he has Hakimi to him, yes, and does right in, drops it to Hakimi. Hakimi looks in there, finds his teammate, but still Hakimi, PSG coming forward to attack there. And yes, that does man in the middle of the park. The midfield of PSG has to be where they attack and look more dangerous against any opponents. Kvaratskhelia puts onto the line there. A long one into the box there. Marco Correa blocks for Chelsea. Pedro Neto will gather that for the Blues. And yes, Chelsea looking to hold on an attack against PSG. What would they make out of that? Straight onto the parts of Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer playing as a winger for Chelsea tonight. And Arsenal also completed, or they are on the path of completing the signing of Noni Madueke for about £52 million is what is quoted for the 23 years old England international.
That's correct.
Madueke has left the Chelsea's camp to complete his medical or undergo his medical at Arsenal. Do you think if he was around, probably he would have started this game in on that wing? Where we having
of course, there's a possibility that he could have, because there's definitely a drought, and that's what brought. And that's a goal
for Chelsea.
But Chelsea.
Cole Palmer with the first goal. Cold as ice. It took him 22
Chelsea
minutes to break the deadlock. And
the
Chelsea
scoring
with the first
account.
goal in that encounter. Who else? That the man, the talisman for Chelsea, the England international, with the first goal in this encounter. And it's Chelsea 1, PSG 0. And what's really happening there? Why are they having those arguments? I don't really know what's happening between the players, but they need to be careful. They need to be careful. Emotions are playing in there. Was that an issue over that goal? Let us see. Well, as it stands right now, it's Cole Palmer with the first goal for Chelsea in this encounter. Against our Lord, it's Chelsea who has broken the deadlock in this game.
Yeah, so before this match, I think we had a pre-conversation, and I said surprises can come up in football. It still doesn't mean it's Uhuru or it's done, but it means Chelsea has an edge over PSG as it stands. Should the game be called off now, for whatever reason, Chelsea gets the trophy. However, we're just 22 minutes into the game. Of course, Chelsea has opened the account of scoring, and Cole Palmer is the man. Congratulations to Cole Palmer, and beautiful one from Chelsea.
Yeah,
but that was a good run by Malo Gusto there.
Yes,
Wonderful run.
Like he flopped it there. But he held on the zone, and Cole Palmer, yes, actually flattened.
He actually stretched the goalkeeper, stretched Donnarumma all the way there.
Stretched them all the way. Nothing he could do. There's nothing the Italian could do to stop that from going into the back of the net. Marquinhos was always also there, but couldn't get the hand on that, or couldn't get the leg on that. Donnarumma stretched. But couldn't get it that, and Chelsea deservedly getting the first goal in this encounter. They've come in close, they've gone close to getting a first goal in this encounter, and at the end of the day, yes, I think Evans actually favored them.
Well, there's a place of luck in football, but the luck comes when you're knocking. You need to be shooting, or you need to be attacking before you can get the goal. So it's not much of a luck. It's actually the gameplay. Chelsea is pushing more pressure on PSG right now. Perhaps PSG is still on the back foot, trying to control the game, reduce the tempo of the English football team. But for English football teams, speed is one of their, traits, and they're capitalizing on that. So they come in really fast until they get tired and lose some momentum before, let's say, the Parisians may move forward. But right now, the game is in Chelsea's hand. Chelsea leads, however, it is not done yet.
Yeah, it's not a done game already. João Pedro with the ball there. And the Chelsea new recruits from Brighton holds onto the ball. The Brazilian who got 2 goals against his former side Fluminense in the semi-final to send Chelsea into the final of this competition. If there's a Serie A winner, it has to be that young man, Luis Enrique. He knows what it takes to win, club football competitions. Yes, I remember that time when he had the MSN at Barcelona, going on to win. I think it was 4 trophies in that season, the UEFA Champions League.
Also
won the La Liga, about 5 trophies. In one of the most potent Barcelona's side.
Absolutely, he had the best in quotes, best Barca strike force up to date. The MSN up to now is still regarded and accepted as the best strike force Barcelona will have. Messi, Neymar, Suarez, You can imagine that combination. Each of them alone is good enough to power a team. And you had three of them. And they were so gelled together. They were so harmonized. They combined so beautifully. That particular season, they scored a record number of goals and made 100 points in La Liga that season. So and they also went away with so many trophies. They won La Liga. They won the Copa del Rey. They went on to win the Super Cup as well as the Champions League as well. And then they went on to win the World Club Cup in December. So they actually had 5 trophies in that setting. However, it still didn't make up to Guardiola did, because Guardiola won an extra trophy, making 6. He had a 6 tuple, while Enrique had 5 in his time. But we can't take anything from Luis Enrique, because what he has done with this PSG team, nobody expected it to have happened in such a short period of time. Many coaches have tried to take the superstars forward in this PSG team, but the gel was not there. They couldn't form them together. But Luis Enrique, having was fortunate. I'm going to say was fortunate that Mbappe left, because Mbappe was touted to have a negative dressing room attitude, and it was dividing the team. But without him, everybody was able to gel. People were able to put in 100, and there was no superstar anymore among them. Everybody saw themselves as equal, and you could see the likes of Dembele taking the lead. Meanwhile, he wasn't proud about it. Ravasquela joined them in January or so, and then they also had the strikers, and Doué also was promoted to having a first jersey. It used to be a Tikite and then Bakula and the rest of them before Desiré Doué was promoted to that level. So as it is right now, as it stands, in fact, Chelsea should have actually gone 2 goals on,
yes,
not just
the
one.
first one from
if
Palmer,
Palmer has, it was just an overcome for him. He wanted to put it at the corner, corner of the post, but it didn't happen. Also, PSG should have had 2 goals as well.
They had a couple of chances.
They should have had 2 goals, but that was too weak a shot. It was too feeble to play in the final of a World Club Cup. Come on, take a look at it.
Okay, currently we have the cooling break at the 25th minute of that encounter. It's still Chelsea 1, PSG 0, as we're approaching half an hour of football at the MetLife Stadium, and still Chelsea leading 1-0 in that encounter. Courtesy that goal scored by Cole Palmer for Chelsea in that encounter. So the UEFA Euro women's competition is England, who has tripled their lead against Wales in that encounter. They currently lead 3-0 in that one. Netherlands against France is currently 1-1 in that encounter. And at the African Women's Cup of Nations between Nigeria and Algeria, is currently 0-0 in that game at the 36th minute of that encounter. Nigerian manager that is talking about Justice Magudu actually made 8 substitutions into this encounter, but maintains with the goalkeeper Nadozie, and the defense is Oladapo, Issa, Demei, and Usani. A midfield trio of Ajibade, Uchebi, and Echegini. Up front, we have the legendary Francesca Odega, Onumonu, and Ezio. I saw the Nigeria last game. They struggled to get a 1-0 victory in that encounter, but fortunately, I think at the end of the day, it has to be the goals that really matters. The 3 points is what really matters in the group stage. But they've also been the argument that the Falcons, they've not come into this competition with the right mentality.
But whether they did or not, they are still taking their position as it is. They still have the lead in their group. I think they've been overtaken by which country now?
I think Algeria is on 4 points, Nigeria is on 6 points.
Oh,
and both of them are facing off in the third game.
So Nigeria is still okay. Either they had issues coming in or not. I guess Africa has always been bred for them. They've always taken the African front.
Yes, Chelsea will look to attack again. Yes, Cole Palmer with the ball there as he approaches the box. Here, Manchester chance for a second. He should be taking that shot, and that is the second goal. It's Cole Palmer who has doubled his lead against our PSG. And it's Chelsea 2, PSG 0. Same approach for the first goal. Same approach for the second goal.
So in football, miracles happen. I'm sure people who have taken their chances to put something on Chelsea tonight are jumping. Chelsea may end up winning the first half of this, even if they don't end up winning the game. And it becomes more possible. It becomes increasingly possible should they lead the first half with 2 goals margin. And with the way they're playing, PSG is not really pushing on the Chelsea defense. They've been dancing around the midfield. But Cole Palmer and and what's his name, Malagusto, have had a better. They've been having a better of PSG in this game, and if it continues like this, Chelsea may just be the surprise team for this tournament.
Same approach for the same goal, like just the same way he took.
That's his natural. That's his natural position. He's a left footer.
Again, also stretching out on Donnarumma for each second goal in this encounter. Who would have thought of this coming into this encounter? That 30 minutes into the game,
I think he had too much
Chelsea
room. They gave him
he had too much room because I think the run of Malo Gusto actually caused a confusion for the PSG defense there, because at the point they were looking at, was he going to drop a pass onto the run of Malo Gusto, but he chose to go straight and drive himself into the box and pick a spot for a second goal in this encounter. What a first 30 minutes we've seen in this encounter. It's Chelsea 2, PSG 0. Can they maintain that for the next 60 minutes? 1 hour football is what we have left at the MetLife Stadium. PSG will be looking to come back into this one. Okay, as that's Chelsea battling for it in the middle of the park and going in for everybody in this encounter. Emotions finally coming into this one. And let's just see how these boys can actually, these guys can actually maintain this. Return balls straight back into the hands of the Chelsea goalkeeper. And one man we've not really seen much in this game has to be João Pedro, the striker for Chelsea.
Yeah, João Pedro will be a distraction here because attention will have been placed on João Pedro a lot, and that frees Cole Palmer. And that's why Malagusto and Cole Palmer could do a lot of the runs on the right, because so much attention will have been focused on João Pedro because of his exploit at the semifinals. João Pedro will score a brace at the semifinal, which was his debut match in the tournament. And so any good coach will have prepared for him and will have given him priorities. However, that frees the right flank, and he actually freed Cole Palmer, freed Malagusto, and then this is where they're getting through. So all Pedro needs to do is just hang in there and position himself and pretend like he's making the run, and then the ball goes to the right, and then you have Cole Palmer doing the damage, and then you also have Malagusto feeding him up. And here we go again. Gusto with the ball, returns it to Cole Palmer, and these are the two. These are the two most dangerous people tonight for the Blues in this encounter. Cole Palmer, Malagusto, and then James is also supporting them a lot. And here they go again.
Why does it look like it's that same wing they want to overload?
That's Nuno Mendes, because there's been so much noise about Nuno Mendes. It's like a rock of Gibraltar. Nobody can pass from him.
That was actually making a bad player. He's actually
there's nothing wrong with his play, but he's also human. That's what I'm saying. Nuno Mendes is human, and he's also another player who can be beaten well. And they have gone through his side, and they have successfully scored 2 goals.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to Premier Sport Fan Center.
Hello?
Hello, good evening. Your name and please, where are you calling from?
Good evening. My name is Bernard.
Oh, Mr. Ben.
Usual.
Mr. Ben, good evening. Good evening, Nigerian time, and welcome to Premier Sport Fan Center. The football has been brought to your city, talking about the United States of America, and it's very close to you right there. You are enjoying this game between Chelsea and PSG. I'm sure of that.
I am. Definitely I am.
Yes, we're straight into the 33rd minute of this game. Coming into this game, do you ever thought of Chelsea going 2 goals up against PSG in the first half?
Yeah, I wasn't sure about that, but I had no doubt that Chelsea were going to take this cup.
You have no doubt that Chelsea are going to take up this cup. Coming into this game, there were a lot of noise around the PSG. The way they attack, talking about the front line of PSG. Though it's not a game over yet, we're still in the first half. We still have about over 50 plus minutes to play in this encounter. Is there any chance of PSG coming back into this one?
There's a possibility they might score a goal or something, but Chelsea are not done scoring. And when Chelsea came into this game, not today. I had friends and my Arsenal fan, which of course I know they are Black Belen way. I know a lot of them said Chelsea, there's no way on earth Chelsea is going to go. Some people say it's 4-0 against Chelsea. Some say 5-1. Some say 3-0 and so on. But believe me, I have no doubt that Chelsea will win this trophy because, Chelsea do best when they are underdog. In this game, they are underdog. Nobody is expecting them for anything. Everybody has written them off.
Okay, that's how you can always...
So, I knew they were going to take the game, and would they start the game fantastically well.
Okay, yes, talking about one man you've always been, criticizing right from last season. It has to be Nicholas Jackson. Just have gone on to get two strikers. One is Liam Delap, who's also seen in this competition, and another is João Pedro, who is starting tonight. Do you think there's any chance of Nicholas Jackson, staying at Chelsea?
No, he has no chance because, frankly speaking, he's not going to get game time. So the earlier he leaves, the better. Jackson is good in his own way, but he's not the type of striker that Chelsea is looking for.
Okay, and also looking at the approach to Enzo Maresca, looking forward to next season. Is there any chance of Chelsea, competing to win the EPL title? Or is it too early to think of that?
To be frank, it's not early. So with this momentum that they have, if they keep it going, they stand a better chances.
Okay, as we also have about like I said, about 55 minutes to go in this encounter. The yellow cards are starting to come in for the Chelsea players. We've seen Pedro Neto pick one, and also Moises Caicedo picking one yellow card for Chelsea. I think they have to be careful going forward in this game right now.
Yeah, that is true. That is true, and most especially Moises Caicedo. Oh, it's a red card. Oh, he just picked the yellow card.
Yeah, yellow card.
Okay, so Mr. Ben, how are you feeling right now? Let's talk about your feeling. How are you feeling? What cloud are you on? We've analyzed about 7 to 9.
Obviously, I don't have doubt that Chelsea are going to win, but I know it's not going to be easy. The 2 goals is not enough. If they have this 2 goals till the end of first half, they might see it through.
Okay.
But
so does that mean you're on
like
cloud
this,
7 or you're on cloud 9? Which of them are you now? Or you're still on cloud 3, floating to 5? On a lighter note.
I'm actually at the moment I'm on 9. I can't lie to you.
That's a good one.
Yes.
So you're floating in the heavenlies as it is. Congratulations, and
Yes.
let's hope your joy remains so by the end of 90 minutes.
There is.
Right.
Okay, Mr. Ben, we hope you call before the end of this encounter, whereby you'll be jubilating and celebrating the Chelsea win.
All right, guys. Thank you.
All right, it's always a pleasure having you, Mr. Ben. And yes, that's Mr. Ben on the program. You can always be a part of this conversation by, dialing the number on your screen and joining the conversation on Premier Sport on Fan Centers. The yellow card have started coming in for the Chelsea players. The pressure mounting on them, and Moises Caicedo gets one, and Pedro Neto also gets one yellow card in this game.
Yeah. So Chelsea is trying to make sure PSG does not have the ball. Okay, because Luis Enrique is a Spanish player who was trained under the Johan Cruyff mentality, the Barca philosophy. Possess the ball, take it away from your opponent. They don't have the ball, they can't score you. So, what they do is, Maresca is trying to ensure they don't have the ball. So, we have scored 2 goals. We can afford to take 1 for the team. Ensure they don't have those runs. Okay, so Kvaratskhelia was trying to make a run. It was hacked. And then Hakimi was trying to run. Was also hacked, and Caicedo did well to make sure he doesn't advance in the attack. Okay, those attacks could have yielded goals, and they're taking 1 for the team. Possibly at the end of the half or by 60 minutes, 1 or 2 of them might be taken off and replaced, but they want to make sure that as much as possible, you are not allowing PSG to have their runs. However, the danger here is these are very important players. Moises Caicedo does not have a replacement in that team.
Okay.
Neto, you can still replace Neto, but Caicedo doesn't have a replacement in that
I don't know why I'm not really, convinced even at 2-0 to say that, okay, it looks like a game half in the bag for Chelsea.
Well, because you already, shall I say, you have witnessed so many disappointments in the past, and we understand that when a team is good, they are good. They are difficult to dispossess or dispel. Champions are not easy to win until the final whistle, whether in wrestling
Chelsea
or
approaching the
boxing.
box again with this great chance for a third goal, but easily grabbed
football.
by the goalkeeper. Okay, yes,
Woo! That's another yellow card. That's another yellow
card. Picking up his yellow card. 3 Chelsea players with a yellow card already in this first half. and there's no PSG player on a card in this encounter.
I just hope they don't get a red before the halftime.
That is the issue right now, because when you look at the players who are getting this yellow card, Moses Caicedo, what's it called, Malo Gusto, these are players you always expect to go into tackles. And when you look at the technical ability of this PSG forward, they can easily manipulate you into getting a red card. So I think the Chelsea players needs to, control their temper and control and knows when to go into tackles, not just going into these tackles unnecessarily. They have to go some lead, but it's very much easy to lose this lead in a twinkle of an eye.
Yeah, absolutely. As it says, we're still working on eggshells as they are. You have to tread very carefully. However, while treading carefully, they had to stop certain movements, like what Malagusto just did. It was important that Kvaratskhelia doesn't have that run. There were only 3 players behind him, and the others will have to return. So that will have been more difficult because Chelsea was on the attack. About 7 Chelsea players were already in the half of PSG. So if he didn't stop him at that point, he could have led in a very counter-attack that could have yielded a goal, which Chelsea wouldn't want right now. So Chelsea doesn't want to get another goal, a goal from PSG right now. You don't want a counter goal, or you want to keep this clean sheet to the end of first half and then come in second half and try and put all your blood in there and fight it like sand and blood to get something from this game.
All right, for the second minute of this encounter, 42 minutes of action at the MetLife Arena right there in the United States of America. It's Chelsea 2, PSG 0. It's PSG with a corner kick right there against the Blues. Will this be a chance for them to reduce the deficit? They went short with that, and Hope comes forward there, and there's a routine pass from PSG as they look to open up the Chelsea defense. It's still PSG in possession, and the cross is what I'm anticipating, but they chose to say no, not a cross this time around, and still PSG in possession. This time around, that calculation didn't work, and the Chelsea goalkeeper will gather this and holds on to that. Dembele has also been a little bit absent in this first half.
Yeah, that was a very, very wayward pass from him. You should have seen that the player was way offside while giving the pass. There were other options they could have employed. And, the thing about Dembele is he usually performs when you least expect him to perform, especially when you've seen him as an under and he's not an underperformer. He just shows up and scores a goal, or shows up and drops an assist or something. But Desire though,
Chelsea with a beating turn.
Oh my God!
And it's the Blues.
Oh my God!
Which is
oh my God!
Counter.
This is an offset.
It's going from back
this is an upset.
PSG. Chelsea with the third goal. João Pedro is starting second game for Chelsea. It's turning into upset. It's turning into dream here at the MetLife Stadium. Chelsea rolling riot against PSG.
This
tonight.
Is unbelievable.
Unbelievable is what we are seeing tonight.
Absolutely unbelievable.
Showing the first half, 44 minutes into this game, and Chelsea are 3 goals up.
Yeah, so it's not done and dusted, but we're closer to it.
Yeah, still not done
than we were. And Chelsea has a very, very, very high hedge because PSG has to come out now. PSG has been maintaining a strong back line of 4. Now they are going to release one of them to go forward. And
every time Cole Palmer is on the ball, and every time he is advancing to the PSG line, it's always danger. And you have to get that goal from João Pedro. The pass, the touch, and the how composed he was in front of the goalkeeper. I'm very sure Chelsea fans will actually be swearing at one man tonight. It has to be Nicolas Jackson. That's what they could have achieved, with having a clinical 9 up front, and that's what you see from João Pedro.
Absolutely. Jackson might have bundled that. He might have just hit it against the goalkeeper or throws it out in trying to, but João Pedro was also clinical there. Just one shot and 1 goal in this encounter, and that's beautiful for Chelsea. And this is turning out to be a total upset, and a lot of bookies are going to be crying now.
Yes, the 45th minute of this.
A lot of bookies are going to, bookies will have put funds on it. PSG win first half.
Yeah, coming into this game, Chelsea, we are afforded about 5 or 5.
I'm not even talking of the end of the game. It'll be like first half, PSG to win. Go cross first, PSG to score first. Unfortunately, PSG is not scoring first. PSG is not winning first half. Even if PSG scores a goal, it's not going to give them a win in the first half.
Straight into the hands.
That's
of the
the way it is.
Half
time is just in 1 or 2 minutes. They can't win in first half.
I think it should have been about 4 minutes additional time. in this first half. And a long one there from the Chelsea goalkeeper. They're taking full advantage of that long approach there. But Pedro Neto couldn't keep that in play. 45th minute of this game is told Chelsea 3, PSG 0 against the Lord. As Chelsea leading this embarrassing PSG in this first half. Would have thought of this coming into this encounter. I never thought of Chelsea scoring 2 goals, in this encounter. And surprisingly, they took me off guard, and leading PSG 3-0. And we have to talk about PSG in this encounter. Yes, there's still a big 45 minutes. If Chelsea could score 3 goals in the first half, we've seen PSG, score 3, score 4 in the first half. So that is why, the reason why I'm saying it's not a done and dusted affair already.
Definitely not a
Coming,
dusted
how do you think is the best way for PSG to come back into this game? Because it seems everything they are taking forward is actually destroying in front of them.
Yeah, no, so Chelsea has been very physical in this game, and because of their physicality, PSG cannot control the game. They've not been able to control the game.
Okay. All right, so we have a caller on Premier Sports Fan Center. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Sorry, this is Bernard. I just called to tell you guys yes.
Okay, yes,
We are still flying.
yeah, I can see that you guys are still flying. 3-0, you scored the third goal. João Pedro with the third goal. And I was just talking about Nicolas Jackson and what Chelsea fans will actually, be thinking of having a prolific striker like João Pedro up front. That was a typical striker goal from the Brazilian.
Yes. You see the way he put that ball. There's no way Jackson would have scored that goal.
I thought so
Jackson
too.
would drop the ball and turn around before he plays.
Okay, so Jackson should be thinking of his future. Probably a move to Barcelona will be enough for Jackson. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, leading at 3-0 at halftime. Yes, we can still say it's not a done and dusted affair already, but I think it has really been a good first 45 minutes from Chelsea. What are your expectations from in the second half?
So in the second half, this is what Chelsea are planning. What they did to Real Madrid, Chelsea are going to give it back to them. That is the plan.
Okay. Here's a chance there, but straight into the hands of the Chelsea goalkeeper. And here's the first real trait we've seen from PSG in this encounter. And talking about your goalkeeper, the Chelsea goalkeeper, what's his name? Robert Sanchez. Are you still having a doubt about him going into next season?
I mean, he has tried. Like in this game, he has in this competition, he has tried so far, and he saved one very nice goal. He would have been, one down for us. I think the 14 minutes or thereabout.
Yeah.
So, but at least he's been fantastic so far.
Now let's just assume that PSG should come back in the second half and score 3 goals and they move into extra time. Do you still have that belief that Chelsea will get it?
Yes. There's nothing that is gonna change my mind. You see this game, this competition, Chelsea is going to win it.
Right. I think I like your faith.
I was dreaming yesterday, and I had a vision from God that Chelsea already had it. Actually, I already celebrated it. This is just like,
That's a big faith.
A replay of it. I already celebrated it.
That's a big one. That's a big one. And now you have 3 for a reward for your vision.
Okay, 3 in the first half. Do you still see Chelsea scoring more goals in this game?
There's going to be 1 goal in the second half, and that is going to make it the 4-0 that they give to Madrid. We'll pay them back.
Okay, no problem, Mr. Bernard, and thanks for calling into the Premier Sports Fan Center. And just maintain and stay with us all through the remaining about 45 more minutes of this encounter.
All right, guys, take care.
Okay. Yes, that's Mr. Bernard. Yeah, he's a diehard Chelsea fan. He's always a part of this family. Whenever we are in the studio analyzing and talking football on Premier Sports Fan Center, Chelsea will look to attack again. And that was easily altered there by PSG. And Moises Caicedo, he has been everywhere. In the semi-final, it looks like he picked up an injury, but unfortunately, it looks like injury is not always one of those things that can take Moises Caicedo out of the Chelsea starting 11.
Oh, well, if the injury is a minor one, he can still survive it. And the guy is a strong guy. He's a young man, possibly 23 years old. And he still has his strength. He's at the peak of his youth, as it is. And he has all the firepower. And he has come in as a good replacement for N'Golo Kante, who was a guy touted with about 10 engines. And he's taking that to Saudi Arabia right now. But Caicedo filled the slot. and is filling that position beautifully well. And I think I like the director, the sporting director of Chelsea, from the way they got Caicedo to fill the space for N'Golo Kante. Yeah, and it's really working magic here for them. So that actually gives room to Enzo Fernandez as well as Malo Gusto to move around freely in the front, because Caicedo will do the rough job for them, and they can actually play the ball and put the opponents under attack, and which they've been doing. What a very stupid pass from Dembele. He's been throwing very wrong passes today.
I'll get right straight into the last minute of the first half. It's still Chelsea leading 3-0 in this encounter. And you can still bank it on your money in the second half and put it on PSG to stage a comeback against Chelsea. Anything is happening in a game of football. It's going to be throwing into PSG. I'm very sure this man talking about the Tinkerman, the PSG manager, Luis Enrique. He has so many things in stock coming into the second half. He has the victories unaware in this first half. And surprisingly, Chelsea leading 3-0 in this one. I'm very sure what is going through the minds of Arsenal fans. Yes, next season is going to be a big battle in the EPL. Win or lose this competition for Chelsea, I think they gave a good fight in this first half.
Of course, win or lose, Chelsea has shown the stuff they have. They have actually given a good account of themselves in this tournament. They made it to the final, and they're winning so much money by making it to the final already. And should they win this, it will be an icing on the cake.
160 million pounds.
Yeah, and it will be a very big icing on the cake for them, not just for the money, but also for status and ego, and for pride. And they're going to be, ultimately, they're going to be the leader of the pack in London. There will be no other team in London that can actually speak if Chelsea should come out as the World Club champion from here, having won the Conference League, which a lot of people said it was a third-tier tournament, but coming here to prove against the biggest wigs in the world, Real Madrid, the PSGs, and Dortmund, and the Inter Milan, and the rest of them. And if they get that, Chelsea is going to be proud for the next 1 year. I can tell you, the whole Chelsea board, as well as Maresca and the technical crew, are all on the cloud. I think Bernard said it's on cloud 9, and those ones will possibly be on cloud 10 now. All of them swimming like angels in the sky with rainbows and bows around their head, actually. So it's actually fantastic. It's unexpected, you know. It's a surprise, but it is what it is. Chelsea 3.
Yeah, it is PSG what 0. It is. After him at the MetLife Arena, it's Chelsea 3, PSG 0. If you're just joining onto this program, it's our watch along on Premier Sports Facility, where we bring out the richest and the finest of analysis up to you anywhere around the world. Chelsea 3, PSG 0 at halftime. Who would have thought of that? Go Palmer coming out with 2 goals when it really matters, and João Pedro making his presence felt there in the 43rd minute for Chelsea's 3rd goal in this encounter against a fearless PSG. I didn't see that coming, but there's still 45 minutes to play in this encounter. Yes, we've seen the first 45 minutes on the dog from a game that's, started with a lot of Chelsea fans, being scared of coming into this game against PSG, to them scoring 3 goals in the first half of this encounter and showing it to PSG that, yes, we are not here to make the numbers.
Yeah, of course, the Chelsea boys or Chelsea fans all over the world right now, and like I said, they possibly have pads on their shoulders and they are puffing it all over. You could see people from the backstage in the studio nodding and shouting and jumping, the support crew, and then you can hear fans all around, shouting goals up and down. I'm sure some people are going to be drunk, like they've never been drunk before. If Chelsea wins this tonight, even as it is right now, some are already drunk, because they just look at it like, if Chelsea can get to this point, 3-0 first half against PSG, that's good enough for me. Some people just go on and jail forever, But as it is, they're doing well. They're giving a very good account of what they can do and what they have. They have actually shown PSG that the respect they are giving them is just normal football respect. They're not afraid to pay them. Their reputation doesn't affect them in the attack of Chelsea. And the midfield of Chelsea, they have actually proven that yes. You can do anything. You're just 11-11. You're just a man, and I'm a man. So you guys have won so much, but come on, we can also grab this from you. And that's what they're doing now. Chelsea has one hand on the trophy already.
Okay, talking about 11 against 11. We have talked about PSG. Has they been exposed or is this just a fitness gap? And probably, looking at it that yes, this is not a competition that really matters. Because we saw PSG at the UEFA Champions League final, for Christ's sake.
I think what really played here was the Maresca theory of using Palmer on the right flank. Palmer playing the right flank put a lot of pressure on the defense, and I'm sure PSG didn't expect that to happen. Palmer playing from there and with so much confidence. Palmer has a lot of pace. So he actually pushes the defense line back into the dangerous area. Look at him from replace here. Malo Gusto is supposed to support him. But when Palmer withdraws into the center, Gusto is at that end. And take a look at the first goal. Gusto will make an attempt and return the ball to Palmer. But Palmer was always available right behind him. And that was an upset for them. He took the first shot right from that place and the second one from the same position. So the switch is actually between Palmer and Gusto. And take a look at the third pass, the goal.
All three goals from that left wing of PSG defense.
Exactly. He always had something. That's because so much attention. He always had something. That's because so much attention will have been placed on Jean-Pierre because Palmer was in that position supporting the Malo Gusto. And of course, because PSG didn't take their chances too. So it's not like Chelsea has played fantastically to deserve 3 goals. This is not a good representation of what went down in the first half. But Chelsea has just, quote and unquote, been fortunate that Palmer's shots have been going to the right places and Donnarumma was not positioned for it. And that actually made all the difference. Okay, yes, Jean Pedro's goal was a classic one, was a beautiful ball through from Cole Palmer, but that actually exposed the defense of PSG between Mendes and Marquinhos. He actually placed the ball and nobody followed João Pedro there, and then he got the third goal. So yeah, a laxity on the defense of PSG. Of course, every team is going to be tired or weak at one point in time, and you can see fatigue showing in for them right here. But Chelsea also has proven that they are not underdogs here. They are not tiny, and they're not here to place part of the numbers. They're here to compete for the trophy, and they are doing so well at it.
Okay, one question that Chelsea fans have really been asking coming into this game has to be: Reece James playing in midfield there, is it working, or you are also not still convinced with him playing in the midfield? I think he has done really well in the middle of the park today.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. He's done well in the middle of the park. He's organized the midfield, and he has been able to, to destroy the attack of the opponent. As far as they're concerned, they're not getting the passes laced together because of his ability to interrupt their passes. He's playing a destroyer role and is destroying their passes properly and very effectively at that. So should he continue to do that and doesn't get a second yellow card? Okay, so and that I don't know how to match both him performing at that level and not getting a second yellow card. It will be almost impossible to marry them. But should that happen, I think Chelsea has a very wonderful opportunity to defend those goals.
Yes, we have to look at the yellow cards already. Pedro Neto is on one. We also have Moises Caicedo on a yellow card, and also Malo Gusto on a yellow card. Should Maresca be going into making an halftime substitution, probably returning Reece James to his favorite position, that is the right back. We have Romeo Lavia, who is on the bench, and not just Romeo Lavia alone. We also have the likes of Andres Santos also on the bench that can come in, in that middle of the position.
Absolutely. Well, Romeo Lavia, but will Lavia be able to run and do what Caicedo does? I don't think so. If he could, he would have started the game. Of course, he can put in his own effort, but being able to do what Caicedo has been doing, I don't think so.
Okay, going straight to the Chelsea bench, we have Gabriel Slodina, the United States of American goalkeeper. There's also Mike Pendas, a goalkeeper for Chelsea. Philip Jorgensen, who is the second choice goalkeeper for Chelsea. Josh Achepong, Tosia Darabioyo, Aaron Asol, Mino, Momadou Sarr, Romeo Lavia, Kieran Dewsbury, Andres Santos, Tyrick George, Nicholas Jackson, Liam Delap, Christopher Nkuku, and Magui. These are the guys on the Chelsea bench. Do you see any of them coming into the second half, and changing the face of the game for Chelsea?
Yeah, of course. We're going to have the likes from Joao Pedro, possibly at the hour mark, and Nicola Jackson definitely will continue to warm the bench. Of course, the bench is warm enough. They're even cooling the environment, so they don't need him today. Lavia may come in for Caicedo if the margin remains like this as at the hour mark. However, should PSG score 1 or 2 goals before 60 minutes, I'm guessing Maresca is goals before 60 minutes. I'm guessing Maresca is going to risk keeping Moses Caicedo in the team. I might not take him out. He might just take the risk. Mamadou Sarr will have to also wait. If you ask me, the kind of players that might just come in might just be having the lap coming in for Joao Pedro at the hour mark, and Dembele just so soon. You can't give up on Dembele that soon. Gonzalo Ramos may come in later, maybe at the 70th minute mark for Dembele or something. But the game is actually, it's looking pretty difficult for Luis Enrique as it is right now. Is a very confused.
So he doesn't have to rush any substitution.
He can't do that now. He's a very confused person right now, and is the person in the world with the biggest pressure on him. The pressure on him is more than what is on Donald Trump of the U.S. as we speak, at least momentarily, because the expectation was for him to deliver and bring. You could see Al Nasser Kelafi, the club president, was sitting down there, and you could see the wry on his face, like, this was not what we expected. Hello. Unfortunately, what we expect in football doesn't always come through. So it's possibly going to be discussing with them in the room now and looking at what happened, what went wrong. Backline. Okay, so it's not just supposed to be the backline. What happened to the pivots? The pivots were nowhere to be seen. Okay, the pivots were supposed to stop those runs, and then the backline should do the sweeping job. But the pivots were outrun by by Cole Palmer as well as Malo Gusto most of the time. So most of the time, you actually see Mendes going out to mark, and then you see Marquinhos open up. So when the two of them steps out to open up, a striker can go behind them, and a through pass will get to him. And that's what happened to the third, for them to get the third goal. So they're going to be looking at reinforcing that defense, restructuring the defense, but they can't keep Nuno Mendes on the back line. He has to be more mobile. He has been more stationary, trying to keep Palmer and Gusto at bay, but unsuccessfully as it is. So they will have to let him go now, because the only thing they can do now is lose. Okay, so even if they score more goals, it doesn't matter. PSG has to score and look for goals. So that exposes them more. And Chelsea may just score one more goal or more, as Mr. Ben predicted. However, Chelsea may not have the grace of scoring more goals should PSG start scoring. Once PSG scores 1 and 2, then it becomes game on, and anything can happen.
Yeah, let's see if that is going to happen. Talking about the halftime analysis of halftime statistics in this encounter, is PSG who has the better share of ball possession, 70%, and Chelsea, even with the 3 goals, are just reduced to 30% of the ball in the first half. Shows how much of PSG dominated at the front. Yeah, total passes for PSG, 380 passes completed by PSG in the first half, and just merely 160 passes completed by Chelsea in the first half. Away from the goals, it looks like a poor game from Chelsea.
However, Chelsea had more shots at goal. They had more big chances. 2 big chances for Chelsea, 0 for PSG, and 6 total shots for Chelsea, 2 for the other, 2 for PSG. And so Chelsea is actually more intentional in this game, and you could see that. And if Chelsea took 6 shots at goal, you're talking of Cole Palmer taking 4 of them.
Yeah.
One was by Joao Pedro, which was a goal. The other one was possibly by Malo Gusto, which was saved by the goalkeeper, and it was a leading goal for Cole Palmer. So it was majorly about Cole Palmer. So if anybody's going to be the superior man of this match, as it is right now, it is Cole Palmer.
And probably the man of the competition.
Of
the competition.
Well, it depends. I don't know about that yet, because that will be based on your performances over the period.
At the world stage, really big moments for Thames, the Nigerian artists.
Absolutely. Thames has been rated so high among Nigerian artists. Apart from the Grammy, she has been to several big events. She was at the last World Cup, I think, and she was at the last big tournament again. And right now, she's here at the World Club Cup, and she's doing Nigeria proud, doing Africa proud, and we're having so much fun here in America. And this is what football is about. Football is about bringing everybody together. It's about unity. It's about cooperation. It's about one love all over the world. Whether you're colored in yellow, or black, or white, football doesn't recognize your colors. It's beyond colors. It's beyond racial discrimination. It's beyond tribes and ethnicity. That's the
That's what you enjoy from football. After enjoying the 3 goals in the first half, you have to enjoy the performance from those beautiful artists who had come on, to entertain the fans at the stadium. Thames is one of them. So it's congratulations down to the Nigerian songstress I'm seeing out there. Yes, we have big second 4 to 5 minutes to come in this encounter. What are your expectations coming into the second half? Because it seems like any moment from now, it's going to be the start of the second half.
Okay, so second half. Second half may just be another eggshell. You have to be careful. You don't want Chelsea to score again. If you're the PSG coach, you don't want more goals from Chelsea, because one more goal from Chelsea, the coffin is nailed. However, if PSG should come in and score early in the game, 1 or 2 goals in the first 15 minutes, there will be danger for Chelsea. As it is, Chelsea has a hand on the trophy. Chelsea fans have all the bragging rights to start celebrating right now. However, if by the hour mark, 68th minute, PSG has already scored 2 goals and it is 3-2 on the scoreboard, it becomes really dangerous. So if you're actually dwelling on a pot of pepper soup and fish at that point in time, as you were advised, just finish it quickly, because you may not finish it at the end of the game. Because anything that leads to 2 goals in the first 15 minutes is really dangerous for Chelsea.
My own prayer is this game should just end within 90 minutes. That has to be my own prayer in the studio. Okay, we can see the players are coming back onto the pitch for the restart of the second half of this game. Donnarumma is still in disbelief. He conceded on 3 goals in the first half. Or could it have been that PSG has actually underrated Chelsea coming into this game?
No, it's not an underrating. But Chelsea has not been at this stage. They didn't play in UEFA Champions League. Chelsea has not been known. These players are not known. Do you get? They played in Conference League as a top tier of Europe. PSG has not encountered this team for so many years now, possibly 2-3 years. Now they couldn't predict or envisage some of these things that they saw today. If it was Barca, they would have encountered Barca along the way. Inter, along the way. UEFA Champions League, you play friendlies, etc. But Chelsea has not been there. So they are a surprise even to the PSG squad and to the formation. However, they were also very fortunate to get those goals, because those balls could have hit the goalposts and reverberated or returned outside. Or Donnarumma could have stopped those balls, and it might have been 0-0. Perhaps if the Desire Doué had put in the first shot he had at goal, the game outcome would have been different, because Chelsea would have been forced to reinforce their defense. So instead of attacking, Malo Gusto would have been asked to maybe, lay a little back. But because there was no goal from Desire Doué when he had a very big opportunity, Chelsea could attack, and they keep attacking, and that's the way it is. And Chelsea is going to keep attacking and defending right now. So PSG is in a very, very bad position as it is. However, we've seen this happen before. Barca against Benfica at the Champions League. I think it was 3-0 by 60 minutes, and by 70th minute, the goal thing started changing. At the end of the day, it was 5-4, not even 3-3 or 4-3, because they scored back. So these things happen in football. 45 minutes is a long time. If you could take them 30 minutes to score 3 goals, you can take these guys 20-25 minutes to score 3 goals back. So football is interesting. And this promises to be an explosive, electrifying night. Let's enjoy it.
Right, so this is the second minute in that game between England and women's national team. That is the Lioness of England against Wales. It's 4-0. England are leading in that one. Netherlands are 2-1 up against the French ladies in that one also. And coming to the African Women's Cup of Nations, Nigeria 0, Algeria 0 at the 63rd minute of that encounter. The players are back on the pitch for the start of the second half. And we can see the Chelsea players also approaching on the pitch. They have a hand on the trophy right now, but they still have 4 to 5 minutes to play against this PSG side. It's not a done and dusted affair, and we have a big second half to go on at the MetLife Stadium. Still with me in the studio is still the Doc for the next 45 minutes, and should PSG stage a comeback against Chelsea, we'll be going straight into extra time. And if it doesn't end on that within 30 minutes of extra time, we'll go straight into penalty shootout in the second half. But it's currently advantage Chelsea at the restart of the second half. 3-0 they lead at halftime, and we're players are back on the pitch, and we're also back, or we're still in the studio for second half analysis and commentaries of this encounter. PSG will be restarting the second half, and they take their trademark kick by just shooting it into a throw-in. I don't know where they got that idea from.
I think it's one of their cultures. I think it's more of, shall I say, traditional belief. They pass and they throw it away, and then you can start from there. I don't think it's a technical thing. It appears to me more like a traditional thing that they do and they keep doing. So I don't see any technicality in losing the ball, the first touch.
Okay, so restart of the second half, and back to the goalkeeper there. Donnarumma was considered 3 goals in this one. And Beraldo there drops it straight to the left back. Nuno Mendes just regains possession, looks to attack almost immediately. But PSG regains possession. Vitinha on the ball there, finds Hakimi. Hakimi rolled onto the ball there, finds Desiree the way there, returns back to Hakimi. Hakimi, the Moroccan international, finds the captain, the Brazilian Marquinhos. Marquinhos back to the goalkeeper, Donnarumma. Donnarumma switches straight to Beraldo, and Beraldo can fall with the ball there for PSG. And PSG looks to stage a comeback against Chelsea in the second counter. Is that possible? Yes, it's a game of football. Let's see what happens for the next 45 minutes of the second counter. And yes, Nuno Mendes approaching the Chelsea box in the early stages of the second half. A chance for PSG with that be the first goal. But the goalkeeper, the Chelsea goalkeeper there, Robert Sanchez, quick to react here for Chelsea. And that is PSG, showing the first instance in this second half that yes, they are all out in the second half to get their own numbers of goals in this encounter. It's only left to see if that is very much possible. But early stages of this game, they need to threaten Chelsea and try to get one goal, before the first 10 minutes of the second half.
Absolutely. So that was sending the signals, and should PSG had been able to take that goal, things will have been different now. However, the game is still on. PSG is still going to keep the pressure on. Kvaratskhelia has been a bit silent. He hasn't been going seriously into the 18.
The second time in the second half, the pressure mounting on Chelsea in this game. And finally, they'll have a goal kick to relax themselves there. What a big save there from the goalkeeper. Robert Sanchez was almost slicing that. And what a big shot there from Kvaratskhelia. And I think the goalkeeper to be doing better there. He was almost fumbling that for his team. Look at that. Chelsea really just had to save themselves of that blushes there. So it's going to be a goal kick to Chelsea. Quickly taking and into the part of Trevor Chalobah. Chalobah with the long one tries to play in João Pedro. João Pedro gets onto the end of that. Cole Palmer beats his man, and he has on João Pedro, moving at his front, but holds onto the ball there and approaches on his favorite position. We had 3 Chelsea goals has come in this encounter. Chelsea back in possession against PSG, and returns with Trevor Chalobah on the ball for the Blues there. Finds Levi Colwill. Colwill switches and finds Marco Correa, the Spaniard international. Marco Correa plays that straight into the path of João Pedro. Pedro with the ball there. He has Pedro Neto to him, but holds onto the ball. But the referee says that was an offside call against Chelsea. He has rightly given to PSG. It's going to be a free kick to PSG, and PSG will restart that game from a free kick. And yes, quickly taking sent straight, but Chelsea regains possession back immediately, and PSG winning that possession. But referee says that was an infringement against Kvaratskhelia there. It's going to be another Chelsea free kick. We've seen 3 minutes of action in the second half as we're approaching the 4th minute of second half action in this game between Chelsea and PSG. The Chelsea players are going to the tackles, and the PSG defenders also needs to be careful with how they are, going into the tackles against the Chelsea players. That was almost a dangerous one from Berardo, but luckily he's not going to get a yellow card for that foul.
Yeah, because that was a tackle from behind. It was an elbow from behind. The referee was possibly considerate, or VAR didn't call his attention to a card. However, it gives Chelsea an advantage. I wouldn't think that was the best approach to mark Chelsea when you're one goal down, because it puts you on the edge. It actually puts you in the defensive when they have to play a spot kick close to your goal area. And then I think PSG is out of the blues for that. They're out of the wood. Let's see what they can make from there. They're attacking again, and they want to go to the right, and the ball comes to Palmer.
I think it's even way far better approach than what we saw from them in the first half.
Absolutely. They have to come all the way. They have to come all out, and Dembele should have even done better.
Yeah, he should have done better with that. Yeah, he should have done better there, but you have to give it to the reflexes there.
Yeah, that's the reflexes.
Robert Sanchez.
And then the deflection from the Chalaba.
Yeah. Okay, here's the PSG coming all out. They're looking for the first of 3 goals in the second half. And they've actually taken everything to Chelsea. And here's a Cole Palmer on the ball for the Blues there. Approaches on the face of a PSG. What will he make out of that? He has a Pedro Neto and drops it straight to the Brazilian. And still Chelsea with the ball there. They are not in a rush. They are not under pressure to attack against the PSG. And here's 2 PSG players, making up the numbers against João Pedro. Pedro still didn't the ball being brought out there, but the referee allows place to continue since that was a fair challenge from the PSG player. I think that was actually crazy there from João Pedro. He actually wasted that for Chelsea.
He should have done better.
You can't tell me you want to start defending at the front as early as the 54th minute of this encounter.
I think with 3 goals ahead, you want to do anything to keep the ball away from the opponent and keep them from going to your side. So he holding the ball, because what else would have done? There was no support for him at that point. The best he could have done was hold the ball for the next person, and the next person wasn't forthcoming.
Yes,
what is Dembele going to do?
And straight into the part of Kukureya, the Chelsea defender, who takes that out of the Chelsea box. Yes, Chelsea with the ball in the middle of the park. Angel Fernandez there being brought down. Referee allows place to continue since that was a fair challenge.
Oh my goodness. This referee is possibly watching a gladiators match or something.
Yes, PSG Kvaratskhelia with the ball. Chance there. But easily cut out there, and it's going to be a corner kick for PSG. But I actually feel that should have been a foul call for the Chelsea midfielder.
Yeah, that should have been a foul on... because if the ball had gone in, if they had scored from that chance, they could have looked at the review and called it off.
Okay, PSG taking out the pressure to Chelsea in the first 10 minutes of this encounter. Of the second half, here's another cross into the box there. Easily cut out there by Chelsea. It's going to be another. It's about when is PSG going to put this ball into the back of the net, because you can see the pressure in the first 10 minutes.
And then Chelsea is going to be playing police football for the rest of this game. They're going to be ballooning it left, right, and center. The zero Dohe, he had the chance very close to the edge of the goal post. He didn't take a shot. Now he's taking one from outside the range and wasting the chances and flinging it away. I'm going to blame him for the position PSG is in right now, because he had a very wonderful chance to bury the ball and get the first goal. And that first goal is always an all-important goal. It actually gives you some confidence and relieves the tension. But he didn't get that.
Pedro on the ball there, finds himself in the box. A big brother out there, the referee says,
no, no. That's not going to be you have to do better than that.
You have to do better than that. I think he could have done better there. He was facing, he had a chance to face off against the PSG defender, Marquinhos there. Well, instead of going for goal, he actually went down so soon there. But the referee says, no, that happened in front of me, and there's no way that is going to be a penalty. It was a soft one.
Absolutely.
Marquinhos on the ball there, finds Nuno Mendes, and Mendes will come forward with the ball against Chelsea. PSG looking to get a goal back against the Blues, but Chelsea wins possession, and they'll attack against PSG right now. Cole Palmer on the ball there, finds his teammates. Yes, Chelsea. Cole Palmer with the ball there, beats his man in the really easily there, and he approaches on the box there. Cole Palmer on the ball for Chelsea.
Chelsea my goodness. Chelsea is having fun here.
Coming forward there to attack, and still Chelsea in possession. Malo Gusto on the ball there, and they're actually trying to return them back to the Chelsea half of this field.
Chelsea is having all the fun right now. You allow PSG to take the ball. You allow them to go with the ball. They're not suffering, really. They're just allowing them to roll the ball in their halves. And then when they pick the ball, they want to keep the ball too. They just want to pass around and see if they can get one more to add to it. And that's Cole Palmer on the edge at the outside. Will he cross? No, Cole Palmer will not cross the ball. He's going to pass the ball. And he gives it to the midfielder. Moses Caicedo will send it back to the defense line. And it comes back right here to Cucurella. Cucurella will give it to
João Pedro.
and Pedro will return it. Oh no, and that
foul.
should have been an infringement. That should be an infringement.
Yeah, that is an infringement against the Chelsea player there. Enzo Fernandez was brought down there by the PSG midfielder. And is that going to be a yellow card? You can see the Chelsea player there talking to the referee that we've seen a lot of challenges in this game. I think there was a pull on João Pedro, but that was too easy for the Brazilian to go down. He should have even tried getting a shot there rather than going down, because he was still in advantage.
He could have stood on his feet, but he decided to go for the dive rather than move. If that was a Messi, for example, he would have been facing the goalkeeper and possibly take another shot. They could have gotten the fourth goal, and that would have been a nail in the coffin of PSG. There would have been no coming back from it if that happened. But he didn't do that. He decided to go sleeping and learning the ropes of Neymar, and then they roll on the floor.
All right, straight into the 58th minute of this encounter. Still 3-0, sorry, Chelsea leading against PSG. And PSG trying to stage a comeback in this one. And here is Marquinhos with the ball there, comes forward and finds Vitinha. Vitinha with the ball there for PSG. We approach on the Chelsea half of this field. And they look to approach there. There's João Neves on the ball, the Portuguese midfielder. Returns it back to his Portuguese, straight onto the wing there. Finds the way finds Hakimi. Hakimi with the ball there. The Chelsea players are not in a rush to go forward and attack against the PSG side. Cross across the field, trying to play Kvaratskhelia. We can see the substitution they're preparing as that danger man there, Bakola, will be thrown into this game. And Kvaratskhelia has been withdrawn.
Oh, Kvaratskhelia.
Yeah.
He hasn't been in this game. He hasn't been in this game at all. He's just been totally silent, and even when he made the moves, he never completed one. So let's see what Bakola can do. Bakola is a very sneaky player. A very sneaky player. He can actually pass through you. Like snakes walk in the grass. You can't get their path. And that's what Bakola can bring to the table. He can actually that's not a foul. Referee said there's no foul. Wonderful referee.
Attacking there. A chance for Chelsea to send one straight. And here might just be a chance. He should be putting that. Oh, that was João Pedro. And finally, I think there's a need to bring in probably a striker like Leon Delap, who is a powerful striker and can hold up to the ball for Chelsea up front. Probably, take
there is a need for hold up for Chelsea. However, they are going to have to wait till the hour mark.
Wow.
Oh, he had a hand to it. It's a corner kick. Oh, but that Sanchez is actually doing well today. Let's check out his rating. Sanchez must be doing 7+ already.
I think let's look at his rating. Yes, that's 7.9 ratings for the goalkeeper of Chelsea.
Yeah, that's deserved.
Robert Sanchez, and we can see Enzo Fernandez is struggling to continue this encounter. Looks like an hamstring. Hopefully, let's see if he can continue. You can see him looking at the Chelsea bench there, probably signaling that he is currently in discomfort. And yes, PSG coming forward, still looking for that first goal. João Pedro with a defensive block for Chelsea there, denying his Brazilian teammates there, talking about Marquinhos from getting that equalizer. That will have gone into the back of the net. And we're straight into the 61st minute of this encounter. Chelsea 3, PSG 0. 1 hour of football already at the stadium. And here's the substitution from Chelsea. Andre Santos will be thrown into this game. Enzo Fernandez will be replaced.
Oh, okay. So Fernandez is going out before Caicedo.
And I think we have to look at the referee. 2 tackles on Enzo Fernandez, and twice those tackles came in. He didn't give a free kick for those tackles on the Argentine.
So the Argentine might have been truly injured or something. Yeah, well, let's see how it goes. He actually stretched.
He actually stretched.
Yeah,
he took one for the team.
He overstretched.
He actually stretched himself there. And that will be the end of the night for the Argentine midfielder. Talking about Enzo Fernandez, Andre Santos, another Brazilian being thrown into this encounter. He must be familiar with this PSG side. I haven't played with Strasbourg in the League One last season.
Yeah, well, that should give him an edge because he will understand the PSG players. But do they need that right now? They're leading 3 goals to 0 without understanding them. So let's just see what he can bring to the table, how he can cement their lead, or he can help them keep the lead. That's a wayward cross. Wayward cross.
And it's going to be a goal kick up to Chelsea right there in the 62nd minute of
And
this
to
game.
know that that came from Vitinha is a disappointment.
And gradually, the clock is winding down in this encounter. Still Chelsea 3, PSG 0. And PSG is still looking for a way to come back into this encounter. The English ladies talking about the Lioness are really going riot against Wales in this one. 5-1, they currently leading that game at the 79th minute. Netherlands were leading 2-1 at the point.
Netherlands.
What a game of football we are having tonight around the world.
Absolutely. And Nigeria is still 0-0 with Algeria.
It's still 0-0. That's what I'm trying to find out and see what the Super Falcons are actually playing against the Algerian ladies. Chelsea looks to attack again against PSG, and yeah, he's that danger man for Chelsea there. Cole Palmer, he has Fabian Ruiz to beat there, been brought out there. Oh, still won the ball back, and still him on the ball there, holds onto it and drops it straight into the path of his teammates. And still Chelsea in possession. What would they make out of this? On Chelsea.
Fabian Ruiz is in trouble here.
Wow. What's happening? Oh. You should be leaving the ball. Palmer is not known to be fighting, for Christ's sake.
No, he wants a trophy. Yes, he has one hand on it. So he's going to do everything to keep it.
All right. At the 82nd minute of that game between Nigeria and Algeria is still 0-0. And Tunisia against Botswana. That game is also in the 82nd minute. It's 1-1 between both sides in that encounter. 63 minutes gone in this one between Chelsea and the PSG. We're yet to see a goal in the second half of this encounter. But let's see how much PSG can try and come back into this game. They've done very well in these early stages of the second half, just that the goal has really eluded them in the whole of the affairs of games we've seen in the second half. We've seen about 17 minutes of action already in this game. In the second half of this encounter, still Chelsea 3, PSG 0. And the clock, like I said, is fast ticking down.
It's already, we're already at the hour mark. And if PSG doesn't score right now, I don't see them coming back.
There's another attack from PSG. Quickly being won back by Chelsea. Pedro Neto, you have to appreciate this young man for the lot of defensive work he has done for Chelsea. Oh, Kukureya have been brought down there. That should be a free kick. And why the yellow cards are not coming for PSG in this game, for Christ's sake? Yeah, you have to say PSG with a yellow card in this one.
I think Hakimi should be the opener.
Okay. That's just the 4 minutes gone. Yes, we're 1 minute away from getting straight into 20 minutes of action in the second half. And don't forget, Chelsea started their riots at the 22nd minute when Cole Palmer got on the first goal in the first half. He doubled the lead in the 30th minute, and João Pedro put the third one into the back of the net at the 43rd minute. Yes, we're still waiting for the first goal in the second half. And 65 minutes of action already, and Chelsea in possession of the ball. Now taking it slow and steady. They are not in a rush against this PSG side. They just want to take it one at a time and try and get that needed fourth goal against PSG. I won't be surprised if Chelsea get a fourth goal in this one.
Oh, well, the way it looks, PSG has not been really putting in the works. They get as far as the penalty area and they bundle it. They keep on bundling ball. They're not getting the right passes. Basically because Chelsea totally just possesses, the Chelsea team possesses the entire area. You'll see about 10 men behind the ball right there. So the bodies are just too much, blocking the goalposts from them. And we have to give some credit to Sanchez in this game. He has made some wonderful saves. Yes, and that has kept Chelsea the clean sheet they have at the moment. So even if they score later, you will give him a lot of credit having done what he's done so far.
All right, it's just the 5 minutes gone in this game. Desired away, taking it against the Chelsea defenders there. Beating Marco Correa there, and it's going to be a free kick onto PSG. And that is Pedro Neto. He needs to be careful. He's on the yellow card already. You don't jump into these tackles anyhow. Look at that. He has beaten Kukureya there, and he actually brought him. Now, if he was not on a yellow card, probably that would have been a yellow card to the Chelsea attacker there. He needs to be careful.
I think we're being prejudicial here. I think it depends on the judgment of the referee and the extent of the injury from his observation. I wouldn't think the referee is partial against Chelsea here or blowing in favor of PSG here. Let's just take it as it is and give him some credit. But what I noticed from this ref is that he doesn't just blow anyhow. The slightest tackle, like they do in the Premiership. This one is just taking his time to blow, and we're enjoying the game. It is a good game of football. Should PSG score, it will be a more interesting game of football.
Yeah.
And oh no, but look at Sanchez. He just picked it off her head, and that is wonderful. And that's exactly what we need him to do now. Any ball in the penalty area, you should just go there and contend for it. You know, as a goalkeeper, you are at the highest point. You have the hand supporting you, so you can actually leap higher than the strikers or the defenders who may want to nod. There's so much frustration setting in here. So much frustration. Oh my
I don't know why
goodness.
this moment looks like, the time I actually miss having what's it called, Noni Madueke as a Chelsea player. This kind of moment is when you'll have seen, Noni Madueke being a menace
Running in,
on the wing.
Yeah, he actually can do the run.
Yeah, it's the first substitution from Chelsea.
Pedro will go.
Second substitution, rather.
Yes.
João Pedro, the third goal scorer for Chelsea in this game, being withdrawn in this account. I think it has to be Liam Delap. I don't want to see Nicholas Jackson coming onto the pitch, for Christ's sake.
I think it has to be the lap.
Yes, because there's a need for that other play up front. Yes, that is it. Liam Delap
Has to
is
be
coming in.
Delap.
This is another animal Chelsea are throwing
Just like we
this game.
predicted.
And he can be frustrative against this opponent.
Absolutely.
Get straight into the 68 minutes of this encounter. It's still Chelsea 3, PSG 0. PSG doing everything possible to reduce the deficit in this encounter. And we have left with about 23 more minutes to go in this encounter. And that is the total duration it took Chelsea to score 3 goals against PSG in the first half. Chelsea with the ball there, looks to approach and attack Liam Delap with his first touch in this game. And he has to go one-on-one against the PSG defense. And it's free on goal. Beautiful shots there from Liam Delap. What a beautiful save from the goalkeeper.
That will have been the
touch
nail
and
on the
beautiful
coffin.
touch.
The advantage here, and it needs that kind of play at this point in time when they are the advantage here, and it needs that kind of play at this point in time when they are leading. So you don't actually want to go forward, and you don't want the offenders or the opposition to also move forward. So you just stay in there and be a clog in their wheel, and that's what he's been doing. What would Donnarumma do? Nothing. And what does Chelsea? What would Donnarumma do? Nothing. And what does Chelsea do? Wasted.
Okay, that was wasted there from Cole Palmer there as we are approaching the 70th minute. We'll have 2 substitutions in this encounter. It looks like we'll be seeing Mayulu and also Gonzalo Ramos being thrown into this game for the remaining 20 minutes for PSG. 20 minutes to go in this game, and it looks like Reece James is also in trouble. Okay, left to see. Oh, looks like he's in pain. Let's see how much Chelsea is sweating in on their captain in this encounter. And that is the problem. Okay, we have a cooling break right now. 20 more minutes to play in this one. It's still Chelsea 3. Chelsea 3, PSG 0 as it goes right there at the MetLife Stadium. 20 more minutes to play in this encounter. Back in this one. But there's still 20 more minutes for them to try and come back against Chelsea. The Doc, yes, we've seen, we have just 20 minutes to go in this encounter. 30 minutes of football. That is about 25 minutes of football we've seen already in the second half. Yes. And Chelsea have been able, to hold their own against PSG. Don't know go in the second half, but they've done more than enough to frustrate PSG in the second half. And they're just 20 minutes away from doing it.
It's a very bad night for Luis Enrique and his boys. This is a kind of nightmare. This is a place you don't want to start losing. It would have been better if they lost somewhere at the group stage, or you lose somewhere where it's not like you're seeing the trophy and you're like the favorites for the trophy, and now it's like 3 goals away from you. This is like 3 goals away at 70 minutes, 20 minutes to the end of the game. What do you think will be going on in his head? What do you think will be going on in Dembele, the potential Ballon d'Or, and Mendes, the second potential Ballon d'Or?
But I don't think this competition is actually determinant.
No, but it's going to get into the final. So this is going to drop their rating. And the same thing with Mendes. The same thing with Hakimi. So these boys are looking at it like, is this happening for real? As in Madrid got 4-0 from us. Was that a nightmare? Was that a dream? No. And this is Chelsea. Hello. Chelsea number 6, 7. number something on the table, Conference League winner.
Number 4.
Eventually number 4.
Number 4. It's
But
not
they spend
eventually,
most
they
of their
finish-
time
they
number
finish
6 and
fourth.
7.
They finish as 4th.
Yes.
Fourth.
So
Though I'm not a Chelsea fan, but we have to be realistic, when we are.
no. What I'm saying is Chelsea is low, way low from PSG.
This is in the last.
Presently, in their present form.
All right.
And this Chelsea is leading 3-0. And they can't reply 1. Do you understand? So this looked like Inter Miami against PSG. With the light of Kemasi, Noah Island, Alan Taylor, and what's his name? So it is unfortunate for them, but Dozera Doe has been relieved, Hakimi has been relieved, and Fabian Ruiz has been relieved. So I think the coach is just
3
trying to
substitution. That is Hakimi. We have Gonzalo Ramos, Emery, and Mayulu being thrown into this encounter. It looks like he's throwing everything to it right now. He wants to attack fully against this Chelsea side.
just
But let's
bring
see
in
if
strong
that
legs,
is
fast,
not really going where it really matters in this encounter. 70 minutes of action gone already. Still Chelsea 3, PSG 0. We're back for the restart of the game. We have 20 more minutes to go.
Yeah,
Chelsea
20
have managed 25 minutes against PSG. 20 more minutes to go. How do you think is the best way for them to approach the remaining 20 minutes?
The same way they've been doing, they just keep the block. Just keep the block. Keep it low. Don't go away from the post and don't give them too much room in the midfield, which is what they're doing. Okay, you can see them possess the midfield. They put the numbers in the midfield. You have 6 Chelsea shirts in the midfield, marking them man on man. They're actually closing them up, man on man. Look at the way the Chelsea defender is running very, very closely to Bakola or Dembele there. They're not giving them room to control the ball, let's pass the ball. So, and that's the only way they can control the game and keep them at bay. However, it doesn't mean they may not be 1 goal thereabout, but they'll still win the match. It's not about conceding a goal or 2 now. They wouldn't mind sacrificing 2 goals to win the match, but they want to make sure that PSG does not play their game and they don't control this game. And they're doing it so well. And just about 18 minutes to go into regulation time, 17 minutes or so. And Chelsea is still attacking.
Okay, there's a
PSG
Chelsea
are
attacking right
in the
there.
back seat right now.
It's Chelsea in possession of the ball. Lost that waywardly, and PSG will win possession against Chelsea. We are straight into the 75th minute. And don't forget there was cooling break, so that should be about 3 minutes to be added on to at the end of the normal 90 minutes regulation time. We're straight into the 75th minute. 15 more minutes to go in regulation time. And it's fast ticking, and this is where it comes to matter, because this is where experience comes to play. This is where you lose it, or this is where you win it.
As it is, I don't see Chelsea losing this. Chelsea seem to have Chelsea, if they didn't score that, they're not likely going to. Chelsea is not at risk as it is. 3 goals to be good.
There's a chance for PSG. This should be the goal for PSG. Also still look to attack against Chelsea. What a save there from the Chelsea boys at the back. Marco Correa, that should be a free kick. A referee allows place to continue. And you can see, try to, for Christ's sake?
He wants to bring him up so that the game can continue in time. He wants him up. Come, stand up, Joe. I know
But there's a tackle there.
There's nothing wrong with you, right? The tackle didn't touch you, but we need to keep this game on. The pressure has to continue. But it's not going to be.
Chelsea right
of Andre, his brother,
also
rest in peace. We actually commiserate with their families and friends, and Liverpool. And Liverpool has actually suspended the number 20 jersey. Maybe for a couple of seasons, nobody's going to adorn that jersey in respect for what's it called? Diogo Jota. And then they're also still going to pay them salaries until the end of the contract. So the parents are not going to feel the loss that badly, and the family is going to be well maintained as well. They also pledge to support their children through schools, and those are good sportsmanship attitudes that we expect from employers, and that's a very good one from Liverpool. They're wonderful. They possibly should get a Nobel Prize for fair play and for supporting that players that much. It's a wonderful thing. But sorry about Diogo Jota's demise.
Okay, as a PSG attacking against Chelsea once again. Chelsea regains possession and they look to win that. Beautiful tackle there. And Chelsea's team possession. Referee says that was an infringement. We're straight into the 79th minute, 11 more minutes to go in regulation, probably plus about 5 to 6 minutes additional time. So we should be looking at up to around 15 minutes to go in this encounter. PSG coming for Bacola with the ball. He has about 3 Chelsea players lined up against him there, and he holds on to about chose to return it back into the path of Vitinha. He has on PSG. They'll be looking to line up a shot against Chelsea. Returns it and finds his teammate there. He has a chance for PSG. Dembele coming back to do defensive work for PSG. PSG tries to keep that in play. He has João Neves gets onto that. He has on the 80th minute of this game. 10 more minutes to go in regulation time between Chelsea and PSG in this encounter. It's 3-0. Chelsea currently lead.
I can't just imagine what Luis Enrique is going through right now. He's possibly having hypertension. He's having diabetes. He's possibly having neuralgia. He has some diseases going on in that body right now. His head is possibly on fire. And you can't see the fire, but it's right there. Because this guy came into this match, he possibly will have told his family that, look, I'm
yes, Leon Delap with his spirit transfer front for Chelsea. How on that?
Okay, so that didn't happen. But even at that, Chelsea has this.
He should be powering that. He should be powering that.
I'm going to give a lot to Mr. Ben for his faith. If you're hearing this, Mr. Ben, kudos to you, or should I say kundus to you, as we see around here now, for your predictions and for your.
Funny enough, he was already celebrating.
Well, his faith is enormous, and PSG has not been able to find the back of the net since 30 minutes or 35 minutes when the third goal came on. And that is unusual for them. Even against the Madridians, against the Dortmund, against all those big teams, they've been able to find the net at least 3 or 4 times. And then here they can find 1 goal at the 80th minute of the match. That's a very, very good one for Chelsea, and that's a big shame on PSG with all their noise and all their whatever. But I have to warn you, footballers and fans in Nigeria, the noise we're going to experience in the next coming days. It's going to be like an earthquake.
It's not over yet. I think there's still a lot to play.
It's Chelsea's game to be good, and I don't think Chelsea losing it. It could be a yellow card, but it doesn't matter right now. They might as well give them a red. It doesn't matter right now. Chelsea is fighting this out, and they're taking away that 3 goals or 2 goals margin as it is. So the noise will be sponsored by this trophy. It's going to be huge.
Wow.
It's going to be roaring.
PSG
and
will
it's going to be
against
deep.
Chelsea. It might just very chance for PSG to reduce the deficit in the box there. And finally, straight into the hands of the Chelsea goalkeeper. Bacola presented with that chance, but couldn't put that into the back of the net. Look at that Leon Delap miss there earlier on. Was that due to, overconfidence that made him lose that? Leon Delap miss.
Not overconfidence. It was just his capacity. He couldn't do better than that. He had the ball. He was trying to. His first touch was poor, and the defender was pretty close to him. The defender actually pulled him, but he remained on his feet because he knew the referee was not going to give him anything.
All right, it's 83 minutes of action gone already at the MetLife Stadium. It's still Chelsea. I'm dreaming of winning this 3-0 up against PSG. We have about some 7 more minutes to go in regulation time. Christopher Nkunku, a former PSG player, came through the ranks at PSG, and you can see fatigue coming in for the boys there. Oh, look, that was like a bad one for Malo Gusto.
Yes, it was a very full stretch, and it possibly has hurt one of his hamstring muscles. Looks like the left hamstrings, the group of muscles, and he's clutching to it. Of course, the referee is not going to give him attention because that's what they want now. Because if it was Chelsea losing right now, he wouldn't even touch the thigh, So, but Chelsea has the advantage, so Chelsea will do everything to delay play and waste time as much as they can. 82nd minute, 83rd minute of the game right now. We are looking at just about 13 more minutes to play in this game, and PSG is yet to score any goal. And as it is, as a foul, an infringement on Dembele in the midfield by Cucurella. Marc Cucurella just injured or infringed on Dembele, and the play will continue. PSG will restart the game, and they move on right now. And they are even short of ideas. They don't know what to do again right now. It's against them all the way.
All right, 4 minutes of action gone already at the MetLife Stadium. It's still 3-0. Chelsea leading against the PSG in this one. PSG coming forward to attack against the Blues in this counter. It looks like there's been a lot of shoves in this game. And finally, a yellow card to a PSG player.
Oh well,
That's asking for this yellow card for
that has to come. That has to come at
and
a
that
point
is
in time.
João Neves. I'm getting the yellow card in this encounter. And the PSG players are asking probably that shouldn't have been. Let's see that again. Let's see that tackle again. Whew. I don't. If VR is rechecking that, probably. Okay, let's see. I don't think VR is interested in checking that out.
It will have been VR that called him. They called the referee back. He didn't witness it. So they will have recommended the yellow card for that offense. It wasn't our stress is suffering right now. Cucurella is going to make a big deal of it.
Called him. Okay, that might just be a red card.
Maybe a red.
It might be a red card because that was a pulled back on his head.
Oh, he actually pulled his hair?
Yeah, he pulled his hair. And we've seen it in the EPL, I think, against one of those Tottenham player when he actually pulled up back Marco Correa. Had to drag him on his hair, and it was a red card.
That's a red card. That's a red card offense. Might just be going from bad to worse for PSG in this encounter. That was so unnecessary. Absolutely unnecessary.
Oh, but there was a first tackle there from Marco Correa.
Yes, but it didn't warrant you pulling his hair.
Okay, let's see what on the referee's decision.
The tackle was with his body.
There, and the referee is coming back onto the pitch to give his analysis on that.
He's going to remove the yellow card.
Is it going to be the yellow over and it will be a red?
Yes,
it's
upgrading
going for his pocket and it's a red card straight to João Neves on the Portuguese. It looks like on the night he's going from bad to worse from PSG. But don't be deceived by PSG. I saw them got a red card against Bayern Munich.
I'm sure you're saying you're talking like this because because you're a Chelsea fan.
No, I'm not a Chelsea fan. I'm talking about the Chelsea fans. They don't have to be deceived.
Yes,
we saw this happen.
That's why you're trying to play the day.
Two red card against Bayern Munich. And they got the second goal in that game.
Yeah, but it was they were not 3 goals down in that game, and it wasn't 85 minutes. This is 86th minute of the game. They are 3 goals down. What are they going to do with 10 men? Even if they score 1 and 2, they can score the third within the next 10 minutes. They have just 10 minutes effectively to do something here. Luis Enrique is looking up to the skies and asking God, but you told me. Baba, I pray. I was in church this morning and you told me. So also was the other coach. Maresca was also in church. They are both Catholics. Hello. They both prayed to God. So it wasn't only you they told. They told everybody. So let's see who gets it. And that's what matters right here. And it looks like it's Chelsea running away with the cup right now. So congratulations to Chelsea fans. Mr. Ben, I still insist that your faith is very strong. And if it was a hopeful or wishful thinking.
Players, they want a yellow card for what's it called?
It should be a yellow card for yellow.
Let's see if
but he already has a yellow.
Yeah, he has a yellow card already. And I still insist. There was a first called to the action by what's it called, Marco Correa. I think he actually provoked João Neves.
Exactly what he wanted to do. He used his body. Yeah, you can barely check him or hold him for using his body. You can use your body. You can badge, an opponent. The worst you get is an infringement. But here, you went ahead and stretched your hand. Pulling his hair. That's a red card offense. It's totally unallowed. That's violence.
There's a free kick to PSG in the 88th minute. Took a wicked deflection of a Chelsea player, Malo Gusto there. And it's going to be a corner kick shot to PSG right there. 88 minutes gone in this game. 2 minutes to the end of the second half of 90 minutes regulation time. We'll be looking at how much minutes the referee will be added on as additional time. That was a wasted effort from Chelsea there. They need to calm down. They need to calm their nerve right now because it looks like the pressure is mounting on the Chelsea players. There's 3 goes up in this game. And we are straight into the 8th and 9th minute of this one. 1 minute to go in regulation time. We might be seeing a big number of additional time to be added in this one.
Maybe 7 minutes.
Check. There's a VR check. We saw some.
I don't think it will extend beyond 7 minutes.
Okay.
It's 3 goals here, 3-goal margin, and this is the final of the World Cup, Club Cup, and it is.
Dembele has also got himself a yellow card in the dying embers of this game. Chelsea holding on to the ball right now and the look to attack against PSG, but chose to go back to the goalkeeper, Robert Sanchez, who finds his and drops it to Moises Caicedo, and yes, Chelsea looking to initiate an attack from the back in this one. PSG winning the ball back there, but the referee says no, this time around that was a foul and it's going to be a free kick up to Chelsea. We are approaching the 90th minute of this game. What a game it has been for 90 minutes between Chelsea and PSG. Okay, Spears winning the
Chelsea,
ball
Chelsea
back there.
has the upper hand as it is, and they're taking all the advantage. They have the trophy. There's no coming back here. No coming back any longer. Sorry, PSG. This is not happening.
I was almost going to the nets. He was one who blocked that ball. All right, game of football right there. We are straight into the last minute of regulation time in this one. Chelsea with a 3-0 lead from the first half. They maintained it into the second half and into the dying embers of this game and still hold on to their lead. It's not a slim lead this time around. It's a wide lead against PSG. Liam Delap on the ball there. Approaches on the PSG defense there. Still holds on to the ball and goes out wide. He has Marquinhos to beat and holds onto the ball, finds himself in the box and beats his man there. Marquinhos was actually doing it well there, and that should be a free kick to Chelsea, and the referee is giving that to the Blues. That might just be another yellow card to a PSG player. That is Vitinha. I don't think that will be a yellow card.
It shouldn't be. It was a 50-50 for the two of them, and he got his leg in the way. Oh, it's actually a foul.
That's
It should
actually
be.
a foul.
It's a foul, but it's a
Oh,
technical
that was
foul.
Gonzalo Ramos there, sorry. He has us straight into the 90th minute, and any moment from now, we'll be expecting how much minutes will be added there by the fourth official at the end of 90 minutes of those games. Still Chelsea 3, PSG 0. It's not game over already. We should be looking at maybe about 10 more minutes to be added.
It is Uhuru. It is Uhuru. Chelsea has
5 minutes for what?
5 minutes. That's
Yeah.
all.
That is all being added by the fourth
So
official.
congratulations to Chelsea fans and Chelsea lovers. Since you are not a fan,
Christopher Nkunku, Chelsea coming out still out. Will be winning. Who is on the course to win his first trophy with Chelsea as a Chelsea player. That's another tackle from the PSG player, and that looks like a dangerous one there from the PSG player. That is the Nuno Mendes looks confused and looks frustrated already. It looks like they came into this game thinking of this wasn't what they expected in this game. They think, ooh.
It was actually the first goal. The first goal scattered everything, and they didn't pick their chances too. They
We're
didn't
straight
take
into the
chances.
last minute of additional time, the 5th minute already in this game. Chelsea are 1 minute away from glory, immortality in this one for Chelsea. Conference League winners, from Conference League winners to Club World Cup winners. Who would have thought of this coming into this competition?
But I thought you said it's a small trophy.
Yes, it's a small trophy,
Okay.
but it's one that Chelsea can actually celebrate.
Oh yeah, anybody should celebrate this because you have played against the biggest teams all over the world. The biggest from South America, the biggest from Africa, the biggest from the Oceania or the Pacific, and the biggest from Europe as well. So having come tops in having played all this, you deserve to celebrate.
It's our piece, talking about Enzo Maresca.
You should be celebrating.
I remember coming into this game, I was asked the question. Now, how are they going to approach on PSG, knowing fully well the way PSG attacks? They said, who told you we're in trouble? We are not in trouble. You have to just wait till the end to the game and see what we are going to play against this PSG side. And truly, to his words, it's Chelsea who are actually, you can see it on the back of the players, world champions. Yes, they can actually call themselves that as we're straight into the 5th minute of additional time. PSG coming forward. They threw everything at Chelsea, but unfortunately, just one goal they couldn't get against the Blues in this account. And it's full time already. And it's Chelsea. And you can hear the noise around the world. It's Chelsea 3, PSG 0.
Chelsea. London is blue again tonight, and the whole world seems to have been colored in blue. Congratulations to Chelsea Football Club of London, and congratulations to you, Chelsea fans, and those who had the faith, the faith to take the risk to stand with Chelsea in your bets and your placements. I want to say congratulations to you, but for the rest of the folks, I'm sorry. Sorry. So Chelsea, congratulations, Chelsea.
And it's also congratulations to one man there talking about Mr. Bernard, one man who actually believed in Chelsea and saw it coming. And it's here at the end of the game. It's Chelsea 3, PSG 0. What is that going on? Why is Donnarumma going into issues with the Chelsea players? And they're all going into fracas at the end of this game. It looks like there's issue between the players of Chelsea and the PSG players. 3-0 Chelsea actually won this game. Beautiful game of football. No one saw that coming. But at the end of the day, they take the victory. They are world champions by their own standard as it sits right now. What is it for which should we expect from Chelsea coming next season?
Yeah, this is going to boost their morale a lot. The players are going to come in with impetus. You know, when PSG came into this tournament, they came in with a lot of impetus into the tournament.
There was no need for that from Donnarumma.
That was that Donnarumma
Yeah,
or
that was
Luis
Donnarumma.
Enrique?
That was Donnarumma.
Was Enrique? Oh, Donnarumma slapped him. He actually gave him a slap because the guy was, I think he was offending his coach or he was aggressing his coach.
You can still see the players, going into issues on both sides and having issue with themselves. The manager and they're trying to calm the nerve of the players. I think that was so unnecessary, but it's full time. I don't think there will be any, any after effect for that. But one thing is certain: Chelsea have booked their qualification for the next Club World Cup in 2029.
Yeah, Chelsea has booked their spot in 2029 Club World Cup. However, they have also booked these guys have booked their destiny. You know, they have just taken a place in destiny and in time. They have written their name in gold. This is the first expanded Club World Cup, and they just got Chelsea is going to be taking it back to England, and that is a very huge one. For what it stands for. Much as the trophy may not mean so much or may not have so much impact, the psyche, the status effect, the ego, the pride that comes with it, all the stuff that come with it and the impetus that also go with the players are going to go a long way to push the players and the team to become more marketable for next season. You're going to see a lot of players want to play for Chelsea now. Those who have been rejecting Chelsea will want to be interested because right now they're going to be playing in the Champions League. They're going to be wearing the badge of the World Club Champions, and then they are going to come in with so much.
Like you said, yes, Cole Palmer has
yes,
been awarded as the superior player of the match. That is the man of the match award to the man who is also known as cold as ice. And talking about the Chelsea in England talisman, which now spotted the jersey number 10 for Chelsea. Cole Palmer is the beginning of some interesting things and beautiful things to come for these young players. Last season, a lot of Chelsea fans actually criticized Enzo Maresca and his philosophy, but it has actually worked magic for them at this competition. What does the future hold for Chelsea?
Well, these young guys, because the average player of the Chelsea team is about 25, 26 as it stands. You have the likes of Palmer, 22, 23, Caicedo, 23. Enzo Fernandez is possibly
24.
one of the oldest.
The oldest to this side has to be Tosin Adarabioyo, 27 years old.
27. Fernandez possibly 24. So most of them are 22, between 22 and 24, which is the peak of their youth. And this team can still play together for another 2-3 years. So Champions League coming next season, Chelsea may just be the team to look out for. Just like they were not the team we looked out for here, but they actually just put their names on the map. They have put themselves on the world stage right now. And Chelsea is actually the one in gold for this tournament and for the World Club Cup. So you can proudly or you can clearly say that Chelsea is the best club in the world as of now.
Okay, as a PSG, who would have thought of PSG coming into this game and 90 minutes of playing 90 minutes without scoring a goal against Chelsea. That was so unfortunate because the bookmakers actually, favored PSG coming into this game at 1.67 and Chelsea was booked at...
I've been smiling to the bank. But no, so many people won't put their money on Chelsea.
I actually saw someone on X put, I think that was about last week, predicted a Chelsea 3-0 victory. He even put the booking code. Like, there was no, there's no way you would pick that and look at it like
3-0.
Chelsea 3-0 against PSG.
Come on, are you an octopus?
No.
You need to give us your resume. We need to know you've done this before and it happened before we can do it. Are you kidding or something? No, but this is a very big upset, very big surprise. But it's good for football because it just shows that there is no team that is invincible in football, and there is nothing cast in stone. And you can't say that because we've won this and won that, then we are the best and this guy is the best of this and that. No, any team can be brought down by any other club in their category. So Chelsea has done well today.
Okay, yes, and it's always a pleasure having you in the studio, Doc.
Thank you, and it's always good to be here.
Okay, and there it is, under the lights of the MetLife Stadium. Chelsea have conquered the world. A 3-0 victory over PSG, clinical, commanded, and complete. Cole Palmer stepped into the spotlight with a praise. João Pedro adds up the excitement exclamation mark rather, and Enzo Maresca deliver a tactical masterclass that will be studied for years. For the opening game in Miami to this grand finale in New Jersey, the Club World Cup has been a celebration of global football, and tonight the celebration ends in blue. Chelsea are the champions of the Club World Cup 2025. Congratulations to the Blues from all of us here at Premier Sports Fan Center. Thank you for joining us throughout this incredible journey. If you've enjoyed the ride, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. More match breakdowns, analysis, and behind-the-scenes stories are coming your way. Until next time, stay passionate, stay plugged in, and always keep loving the beautiful game of football. Good night from New Jersey. Good night from the world stage. Good night from my production crew, led by Showlight, and also Amaka on the screens there, behind the screens. Those are the guys who are doing the magic behind it for Premier Sports Fan Center. So we come your way again. It's bye for now.